Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another part of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the trilogy. In last episode, we took on the case of Mr. Will Powers, who is a famous actor, also known as the Steel Samurai. And, he's being charged of killing his colleague, who also plays the villain, the evil magistrate. And you know what? It's getting really suspicious. You know, this case is... There are some things that don't match, and now we're gonna see it in a trial. October 18th, 10 o'clock, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is not in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
Yes, sir. I'll explain it with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer. The defendant, Will Powers. And a young woman, the production assistant.
Production, yeah, okay.
All the production staff were in the employee area until noon.
Okay.
Then, after lunch, the victim Jack Hammer went to Studio 1. Right after that, 1 p.m. the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled.
Then that's a clean hole. Anyways.
The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest. Victim's chest was a murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again?
Should I listen to the whole thing? What? Skip it? I think I can probably remember that, yeah. I mean, we will see it anyways. So, the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Okay. I don't really want to cross-examine her. Let me be honest with you. Will the witness declare her name?
My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please?
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please!
Seems Edruff has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names.
Wendy Oldback, dearie. Oh god, Wendy?
So even when I was young, still how the children would make fun of believe it, but there was about it kept it.
Objection! I object to the witness talkativeness.
Goddamn. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the date of the murder, correct?
Yesy, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you?
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness's account. Let's do this. Okay.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then, Very well, let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Alright. So let's look at the evidence again. So we have this. Yeah, okay. Let's skip to the part ahead. It was Powers. So let's press on it first. So you saw Mr. Powers?
That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance.
Yeah, time to pull out the secret one.
I'll say it again, it was him.
Yeah, okay. So. Objection! Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Oldback. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Oh, wait. Okay. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Oldback, is this the Mr. Powers you saw?
Of course, didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's the Powers, right?
No, they can't.
Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
Nani?
Even Edruff is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Oh wow, oh damn. Damn, he's pissed. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. The man in the photo. So,
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs, see? Clearly as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So, he had sprained his ankle? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Alright. You know, since I'm not really the smartest person, you must have already noticed that. So, just look at that photo. You know, I'm not the best, you know, in things of, you know, fashion. Oh, I don't think my mouse is recorded right now, but just look at his feet. Isn't it kind of weird? Anyways. So, trip and fall. He broke one of the props of a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle. Okay, let's press on that. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at the picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot.
See? And you didn't trust me, whippersnapper.
Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. There's a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Mr. Powers. There's got to be more to this. I better keep pressing it. Okay, I have to press it. Not that way. Okay. He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
The samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tapes to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Okay. I don't know actually. Like I already know that it isn't Powers because like this costume is way too big for him. Would be way too big for him if he would be walking like this. But I don't know what and where to present that. To be honest. Let's keep pressing first. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Just a nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he was walking.
Dragging his foot, okay. so he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot. Okay, maybe let's present. Wait, what? Did I click it or not? Huh? How exactly are that evidence the statement does not relate to? They aren't, are they? Not at all, Mr. Wright. Please think the facts over before making... Oh no! Oh wow, this is the first time we take damage. Oh no. What? Yeah, okay, I have to press everything. God damn.
Whippersnapper.
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on straight and narrow. The up and...
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Atrev has met his match. Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And... me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through. God, I'm so sorry. Next time I press, it should be in the right order because I just pressed on. Yeah, let's continue. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. Trip and fall.
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh.
Hater.
So, Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You help make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we?
Oh wow, that's so disgusting. I don't want that. Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there's one thing that bothers me. Which is... Where's the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. Oh, you couldn't find it? We're looking though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Willpower. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? You object, come on. Hold it, right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Willpower. The defense has a point. Also, wonder if someone not caught. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
Let's do this. Alright, the witnesses are gone.
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True. The only person I saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
Okay, that's a lie. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. So. I mean, look, it already says. Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite sunny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking, right? No one else went there. What up before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 o'clock? Why? Everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention...
Okay, no. Okay, let's press on this. I don't want to make a mistake again. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. Then let them have it, Edgy boy.
Slight disgust. Edgy boy?
Old Windbag sure has balls. Oh, well, you know what I mean.
Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them.
How convenient.
Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Okay, I don't know where to present it. Okay, no one else went there. Thank God. Okay, I think that's right. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sir, Sonny.
So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture?
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Right. Anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed on this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was then at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is a bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet, there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
You, me? You, watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Mr. Willpower.
But the camera on the gate filed twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help.
Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help, you're a whippersnapper too.
Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai?
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
And you're telling us this now? I see. Your testimony, please.
The other person.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first time I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but, I kind of expected this.
Oh wow, the voice just got mixed up. Damn. Sorry. Okay. Okay, there's nothing suspicious, like there's not really... Yeah, okay, we have to press. Okay. Another job.
That's right, I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos the security camera takes.
Do you back up all of the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes, but those computers are just so frustrating.
Okay. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch a suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about what? They're always hanging about. One was there already. One was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
Oh. Okay.
The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids?
So on the photo that you erased, there was a boy, probably second or third grade.
Nani? Oh, order! Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about second or third grade.
Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop them, can't catch them.
Okay. Sorry, I had to do this. Oh, it's quite hot today. A boy in the second or third grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield this samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there that makes him a suspect.
Yep, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in the security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a samurai costume. Oh, come on. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick, what are we going to do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this.
Right. And it will take them so long to shoot us down that we can't get another day.
Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't silence me like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Willpower. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. A call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Willpower. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? Okay. Can I see the profile? Yeah. Okay. I don't really know. I don't really know who to choose. So I mean, it could probably... I didn't forget, she wasn't there, right? So yeah, it must be Oldbag. It was the security lady Wendy Oldbag. The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Yes, absolutely. Maybe because they had been watching the action scenes run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper. Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post and to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slip into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Well, why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Come on. Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture, yeah, obviously. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger to at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here, baby. Sherlock Holmes II. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Nani? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you old man did it? Is that it? Hey boy, don't just sit there, do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this to the whole way? Press third. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's action on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Whitbeck is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait, just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though as you said, second or third grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Oh, okay. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Or is it, be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day? Whippersnapper.
I have proof.
But proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed his murder. Wait, this was happened in Studio 1. Yeah, I mean...
Take that!
Okay, that was the card. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have had a card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The wind back. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out about more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Oh, the disrespect, though. Then the prosecution will look further into this, Oldbag, before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me! I'm talking about... I'm talking.
Damn. I have to say, this music is so epic. Yeah, this is... Oh, this track is so cool, man. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Edgeworth? Whoa, what's happening? Well, testify. It's kind of hilarious how Edgeworth doesn't, like, he's not meddling this time. All right.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on that day, at the studios on the day of the murder. They say they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Mr. Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap and always do what I'm told.
Yeah. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Oh my goodness. My lips were sealed. So, yeah, we can't present anything, so we have to press. So you were told not to talk?
That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Oh, don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it.
So there were some other people in the studios on the day of the murder. Who are these? Who are these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of the action scene without a director? Of course!
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
Yeah, true. So, where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime. They had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Yeah, of course, man. Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
Yeah, this path was yeah. we couldn't go there.
The path where the monkey's head was fallen over.
Yeah, it was blocked. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but no, continue. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So, you got your bonus and you still talk. I think I've asked all the questions to ask. No. Wait, what? Yeah. Okay. So they were actually in the studio?
Yes, the whole day.
When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. I'll kill this woman, I swear. I feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. No, I find it too hilarious.
Nick, I guess pressing her was the right thing. No, what? For an old windbag, she sure likes keeping secrets. Let's get as much information as we can.
Yeah, I wanted to go back. Them. Who were these people? The director. Oh, okay. We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through scene without the director? Of course. Wait, didn't I ask that already? Did I ask that? Or I'm getting so confused sometimes. Where? Okay. Yeah. God damn it. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it's impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledged the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of.
I understand, Your Honor.
This ends today's proceeding in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing. Or should I...
Well, we'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So, now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Winback? What do you think, Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor Winback, I kind of feel sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right, we'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. To be continued. Save your progress up to this point. Yes. Alright, guys, this has been for today's episode. Now, we finally came to the conclusion. Yeah, it's Mr. Powers. It couldn't be him. I mean, we didn't prove it fully yet, but we've definitely got some new evidence, like more hints. There were 2 more people at least who didn't, testify yet. So we have to collect some evidence and also talk with those people. I'm really stoked about this, and I hope you all will turn in on next episode. Comment and subscribe. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if you didn't. OneBoredAsian signing out.